How's it going, everybody? Just gonna wait for some people to show up. Oh my gosh. See if they do show up. Oh, looks like there's one person. Well, guys, I'm here in the wonderful state of Florida. I don't know if you guys ever seen that show Key and Peele, where they do this episode with like the college football guys, East-West Bowl, so they announce like these really, really funny names. And some of these guys are like, I don't know, one of these guys goes like, what was his name? Triple Parakeet Shoes, University of South Florida. So it's like one of these things. You gotta go YouTube it. Type on YouTube, East-West Bowl, Key and Peele. It's one of the funniest things you'll ever see. So, well, I thought I was going to check in a hotel by now, but I have to wait for my friend in order to do that, which is going to be at least another 45 minutes. So, I was going to talk to you guys about something that's actually very, very significant, and I guess having to do with Jews in high places, let's put it that way. But turn the lights off here. But then I realized the problem is I need my laptop for that. I need to be in front of a laptop, so I wasn't able to get in front of a laptop. So I don't really have a topic, guys. I don't really have a topic. I mean, I kind of gave like a little bit of a nuclear talk, what was it, a couple of days ago, or yesterday. I mean, I have a lot of topics. One topic is you know what. And I had another situation today where it's just like, you know, the more you talk to people, the more you realize that basically, you know, there's a narrative and people have bought into it. Again, the thing that kills me is like, or Chas v'shalom kills me. The thing that really gets to me, what did Peter Griffin used to say, grinds my gears, is that people who otherwise know that the media and the powers that be and all these other entities lie to them, and they don't just lie to them like just lie. They lie to them in concert, right? I was talking to a friend of mine. He said, this is a coordinated, he used the word synchronized, highly synchronized effort by certain entities. And, yes, you have. Yeah, I do have. And he said this is a highly synchronized effort, and basically, but people believe it. Like, people who otherwise don't believe them on any other issue, like, again, my friends who know what the media says about Israel, how they obfuscate, how they manipulate, my friends who know what they say about the economy, my friends who know what they said about, when Trump was president, and all this collusion stuff, and like these hoaxes, and every single day there was a new hoax, how they twist words, Lashon Hara, how they ruin people, how they cancel people, how they, whatever, censor people, how big tech censors. My friends, like, they know that what all these entities do for every other issue on God's green earth. For some reason, for some crazy reason, when it comes to this issue, the you-know-what, they believe the media. They believe, I don't know, people in these governing bodies that are like, they didn't even vote for these people. They're like appointed for life, you know? This one guy, he's been there for 40 years, right? I'm not going to say his name. He's been there for life, and he's done a lot of shady stuff in the past. And people are just like, yeah, this guy is like, you know, he's like the Rebbe. His word is bond. My friends, I just don't understand. I don't understand how you cannot apply, all the more so, especially in this case, all the more so to apply the same standards or the same, I guess, come to the same conclusions about these people whom you know are doing horribly sinister things when it comes to other issues, or they're giving information in a way, or they're you know, obfuscating information, or they're hiding information, or they're canceling, or they're censoring. They do this for everything. But when it comes to this issue, my friends, the same people who know that can't bring themselves to admit to themselves that they're basically having the wool pulled over their eyes. They're having their own wool because they're sheep. So it's like the sheep are having the wool, you know, somebody's taking your skin and it's pulling it over your own eyes. It's right? My friends, I mean, I find this to be just utterly astounding. I find it to be just, I don't know. It has to be, you know, I was just telling a friend of mine today, we were, you know, over dinner, I was like, it's gotta be that, like, somebody is using, you know, I'm gonna say the word, his last name rhymed with gerbils, like the animal, gerbil. So it's like somebody's using gerbils, hamster-style propaganda. By style, I mean like there's methods to this, my friends. It's almost as if somebody just looked into some kind of a manual or read about this guy who used to do propaganda back in the you know, the 20s and 30s. And they basically said, you know, we're going to do the same thing. Just we're going to, you know, replace the words. We're going to replace the words, and we're going to use the same tactics, you know. And also, this is not just Mr. Hamster, Mr. Gerbil. There's also propaganda from, there's also methods, should I say, from a guy named Saul Alinsky. You know, one of his things, for example, is you have to keep pushing the narrative. Whatever the narrative is, it doesn't matter if it's a lie or, you know, truth or lie, to keep pushing it hard, like, you know, as hard as humanly possible. You know, just when you think you've pushed enough, push more. You know? So you're talking about money. This Bati Bernstein says because of money. Our people put money. Yeah, well, we're talking. No, so the rabbis, you could say the rabbis are because of money. Leaders, whatever it is. But I'm talking about regular people, like your friends who you meet, and you're like, hey, you know the media does this and this and this. And they're like, yeah, I agree. But why don't you like believe that they're doing this with this issue? I don't know. You know? they have no answer. You know what I mean? Well, it's serious as a disease. Why would they want people to die? Because they want people to die. Because they're crazy. They're psychotic. The people, my friends, the people we're dealing with, like, they're not like you and me. They're not even like the worst of us. They're even worse. My friends, like, these people are psychopaths. They're sociopaths. They're sociopaths. Mamish, like, they're like, they have no concept. First of all, they have no concept of, like, what regular people go through. Like, people who have, like, jobs, 9-to-5 jobs. They also have no concept of, like, literally, they live in ivory towers. They have no concept of just the sensibilities of regular people. These people they've fashioned themselves into gods. They think that they control the world. They fashion themselves into deities. They really are. They think they're deities, my friends. And the rest of us are just like mere mortals, you know, like plebs. You know, I would say they are patricians, we're plebeians, but it's more than that. It's like they think that they're gods. Like, you know, Mr. Smoros thinks he's a god. He doesn't believe in God. He thinks he is one. All right? And he thinks the rest of us are just like little peons, right? Like little like mortals, mere mortals, to be played with and toyed with, whatever it is. That's how it works, my friends. This is how they see us. They don't like us. They don't like us to the point of they want to kill the lot of us. They want to literally like kill like 2 billion of us, my friends. In no uncertain terms, you think I'm spreading, what's it called? Shmiracy theories? Conspiracy theories? Oh, you're saying Hasidic rabbis. Actually, Hasidim are actually less inclined to take, you know what? It's more the Dati Leumi. I was just telling my friend today, the Dati Leumi, even the Rav Kook community, unfortunately, which I'm really disappointed in. Yeah, my friends, it's sad. It's very, very sad what's happening with our people. We're just buying into it. So these people are killers, guys. You don't, like, I've been holding back, talking about this, talking about that. My friends, these people they're murderers. They murder people in hospitals. They murder people in many different ways. With drugs, with treatments. My friends, like, again, there's a document. I spoke about this already. There's a document, and that I found. It's a real document from Harvard, which says, and whatever, the study was conducted 10 years ago, but it doesn't really matter when it was conducted because nothing has really changed in that regard. Somebody told me, "Oh, this is data from 10 years ago." What's the difference? The mechanism, or the lack thereof, is the same. Doesn't matter how much data you have. So they concluded, my friends, that the system that is used to report issues with only 1% of the cases get reported. Why? Well, we know that doctors don't want to sit for 30 minutes and plug this stuff into a computer, into a system. So, apart from that, just 1% get reported. That's how that works, my friends. So, the real number, at least in America, my friends, I don't mean to scare you, 16,000 nifter people from the stuff. As a result of the stuff, because you keep hearing, somebody goes to the hospital, "Oh no, it's not related to this." Like, they literally tell you it's not related to. Yeah, a 25-year-old person goes to the hospital, has a heart attack, and is nifter, passes away. Nothing to do with this, my friends. Okay, perfectly healthy person, right? Out of nowhere, oh, let's just have a heart attack. Okay, so the ones they have confirmed and admitted, 16,000, my friends. That's what reported. So now, if let's say we give the benefit of the doubt to this system, and it's not 1%, it's 10%. So the real number is 160,000. If we're not giving the benefit of the doubt, the real number is a little over 1.5 million people. My friends, I'm going to tell you what I tell people that I speak to about this. The solution that you are coming with, the supposed solution that you're coming with to solve this problem, need not be as bad or even worse than the problem itself, my friends. Because if you have 1 million people nifter in one country from this issue, from this disease, but then you have at least 1 million, if not 1.5 million, nifter from the thing that's supposed to protect you from the disease, my friends, that is called a very, very horrible risk-reward ratio, as it were. You understand what I mean, my friends? This is a horrible. You're not accomplishing anything. What you're doing is you're doubling the death. That's at best, my friends. And you could say, well, what is this document? My friends, sometimes the truth is found, what do they call that? Hidden in plain sight. In the simplest, the thing that you would never think. It's like a one piece of paper. It's written on a 6-page document on one of the pages. Oh, by the way, 1% is reported. My friends, You can believe it, you can not believe it, you can say, I don't know, it's not real, you can deny it. My friends, at the end of the day, I always tell people, I told my friend today, don't say you weren't told. I say one of two things. I say, you'll remember this conversation a few months from now, or I say, don't say you weren't told. Don't say you weren't warned. And people laugh. It's like the typical story. It's like stuff you see in a movie, my friends. A person runs around, tells everybody, warns everybody, and they're like, ha ha ha, what are you talking about? Pardon my French. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then we know what we find out, guys. Months later. Or days later, depending on the movie you're watching. Okay? Guys, we're in a movie. This is a movie. Alright? B'ezrat Hashem, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Demolition Man, where Sylvester Stallone goes into the future, and it's also kind of like a similar thing. Everything's woke, and there's a guy who's like basically trying to like socially engineer society. This guy's name is Cocteau. Something Cocteau, I forgot his name, full name. But, so it's kind of like this. You have these people, these like bureaucrat guys who are trying to engineer society, and then there's like people who basically go into an underground, economy, underground life. Just like in that movie, Dennis Leary's like their leader, and they're underground, whatever it is. They refuse to live by the rules of Cocteau. And this is what it is. This is basically, it's like a lighter version of that movie. My friends, in the end, this Cocteau guy, he loses. And the irony, in that movie, he gets killed by the criminal that he resurrected from some sort of cryogenic chamber, which was played by Wesley Snipes. He gets killed by that guy. My friends, these people, what have they done in every major city? They've released the hounds. They've released criminals of all types. And I'll tell you something, my friends, when it comes to time for these people to pay, they're going to pay at the hands of the dogs that they have released on the world. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I mean, it's like a rinse repeat story. This is nothing new in world history, my friends. This is just another episode of like horrible, just fraud and crime and lies and just like really bad tyranny, totalitarianism, dictatorship. But like you can even say soft tyranny, but it's tyranny, my friends. Doesn't matter if it's soft. It's actually harder to notice when it's soft, because it's just kind of like, well, it's a government, made a decree, so we got to follow it. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems, go to jail, whatever it is, or won't be let on a plane, or won't be let, in a supermarket like they have in Germany now. There was a city in Germany where you can't go to supermarkets unless you're, what. My friends, the solution you're coming with cannot be as bad as the problem. And people don't understand what the hell is going on. People who hold the same, in the words of Jackie Mason, son of a bitches, to a standard when it comes to every other issue, or to a, it's not even a standard. They don't hold them to a standard. They just see the red flags when it comes to those other issues. As I like to say, more red flags than a Chinese parade. But when it comes to this issue, they can't, my friends. Bati Bernstein says, Hashem needs to open their eyes. Hashem's upset. Oh, okay. Well, I say Hashem needs to open their eyes if he's upset. And yes, this was done for a reason. This was done for the purpose of people, introspection. I mean, I don't know how much introspection people are doing, especially tonight in Miami. All right, guys. I mean, like, I don't know. I hope Hashem opens people's eyes very soon, my friends. This week's Parsha is Lech Lecha. Just 1 second. There's a gentleman here. Okay, he's taking care of his car. This week's Parsha is Lech Lecha. And so make sure I'm safe here. It is downtown Miami after all. And again, Avraham Avinu went against the entire world. Rather, he went against the mainstream media lying narrative, or idol worship narrative. Yeah, my friends, that's what he did. And at some point, we realize, what's up, guys? Something going on over here. Just want to make sure it's not like a situation here. If my door's locked, I can always, what's it called? I don't like this guy's staring here. One sec, guys. We live in a dangerous world. Just 1 second. I just don't like the way this guy's he's walking slowly. It's a little strange. Always got to be ready. See, I don't have a weapon on me. I mean, they came here by car and they left the car here, so I guess it's okay. Anyway. Yeah, guys. So our forefather, he went against the whole world. And now, and it was very difficult. That's why they call him Avraham Ha'ivri. And now we have to figure out, my friends, how we're going to do this. How are we going to go about this? We're not, I mean, you could see there's protests. There were protests in Italy and in France, but at the end of the day, these people are very organized. These people are like my friend said today, a synchronized, kind of entity working in concert. Media, social media, big tech, government. My friends, these people are coming. They're they effectively did what a blitzkrieg. They've been doing a blitzkrieg since a year and a half ago on society, on the world. And now we have to figure out, now we're just partisans in the woods, and we have to figure out how to get groups together, little bands together. Have a meetup in Jerusalem, 30 people, 40 people. In the group there's 200 some people, but on average we have 30 or 40 people. We meet up every week, once a week. And there's groups like that all over the place, but it's just people have to, I'm not talking about anything crazy, just people mehazicking each other, just people getting together and just so that we know we're not alone. My friends, I get messages from people. A friend of mine who's a teacher in a school in the New York area, and he's like, I'm alone. I feel alone. I don't want to take this stuff. I don't know if they're going to make me. It's a Jewish school. All my colleagues, nice people, but they're all leftists. He goes, I come home, I live with my family. He's like, I come home, and he's like, it's like MSNBC and CNN on intravenous loop. He's like, I don't know what to do. I guess I gotta get a move on here. This is not good. All right. Intravenous loop. I'm just gonna do something smart. Get out of here. Not feeling this at all. Downtown. Flip me. Not a fan. You guys could say, come on, Tzvi. Don't be so judgmental. But you know what? Guys, you know what? I'm from New York. Okay? We came to America in 1987. I'm sorry. Okay? That's how I roll. Away. I don't play, I roll away. Anyway. Yeah, guys, so we gotta figure this out. We're gonna have to figure this out somehow, listen, Avram Avinu also was basically, it was him and a couple of people walking around, not really terribly organized. The world was pretty organized, but, it was just him and a couple other people, I think the key to the whole equation, why he succeeded, my friends, and this is probably why we're going to succeed, or how we're going to succeed, is he had boundless hesed, and he basically understood that Hashem is with him, my friends. He killed people with kindness, and he understood that Hashem was with him, and this is how essentially we're going to win this. I mean, it is a war. It's a war. People don't realize it's a war, but it is a war, guys. It's a digital war. It's a not personal war, but you're interfacing with people. It's funny, you're not going to find the same. People are not going to be the same when they're digital with you and versus face to face. They're not going to be the same, and yeah. It's like I was saying before. We took the masks off, and then we put them on. And it was right after Purim, We put masks on, like physical masks, and everybody removed their real mask, my friends. So there's no more hiding. It's funny, guys. I remember moving back from Israel 8 years ago to the States, and I remember how I don't know why, for the first time ever, I thought everybody was fake. Everybody I met was fake. And now, what the awesome part is, guys? Ever since this COVID stuff, ever since this thing, everybody's real. I haven't seen one fake person, guys. For better or worse, and oftentimes it's worse. My friends, everybody is real. They're the real deal. What you see is what you get. And if it's nastiness, it's that's what it is. And you see the real person. My friends, I meet very few fake people. And the people actually who were are no longer. You saw who was a fraud. I told you guys about this in the last video. I told you who I thought turned out to be a fraud, right? About somebody I know turned out to be a fraud. And I kind of sensed that he was kind of being that was not completely fake. He was being half fake, right? Also, he's a public figure, whatever it is, or in a certain circles. So, yeah. It's funny, I would tell people that back in the day, and they were like, no, he's a nice guy, he's this, he's that, he's whatever, he's great. And I'm sometimes when it's, you meet somebody and they're a little too slick, they're nice, but they're a little too slick, you know what I mean? Red flag, I had that red flag, and it was proven to me who this guy is. It was proven to me. Even you could say maybe the guy made a mistake, maybe he was having he was being whimsical or whatever it is. No, I don't think so. A person who claims to be mindfulness and this and that and the other, working on his midot from Hasidic masters, as he calls it. I didn't see the midot in that conversation. I did not see midot. I saw a sniveling, coward. That's what I saw. But Baruch Hashem, I saw it. Finally. And then I acted upon it. Told the guy to take a hike. So, yeah, guys. We're going to have to figure this out somehow. But I think Hashem is going to help us big time. I think he's taking these people to the brink because he wants to destroy them. He's letting them do the maximum amount of damage. And now, eventually, it's just going to be. I mean, it is already in the open, but it's going to be like in the open. Like it's not going to be even the media. It's going to get to a point where the media and the big tech won't even be able to like obfuscate anything. They're just going to have to. They're going to look at it. It's going to stare them straight in the face. Whatever is going to happen, guys, it's going to be so like awful and shocking. The like big tech are just gonna, like the guy, that idiot from Twitter and Mark, they're gonna sit there and just gonna be like, wow, we have no choice. We have no choice but to show the people the truth and allow anybody who's showing the truth to post the truth. My friends, like, they'll have no choice. There are people who work at these companies, guys, that still have a semblance of, what do they call it? Just conscience, dignity. I don't know, morality. They have it. There's a few people who work there who are like, we got to put a stop to this because this is terrible. They probably can't sleep at night. I don't know how they sleep at night. Frankly, I don't think they do. Same thing goes for these, international medical agencies. Bodies, whatever it is, governing bodies. Yeah, my friends, that's what it is. It's gonna come crashing down, just like the Tower of Babel did, Alright, guys. Anyway, I think it's about time to check in to a hotel. And, yeah, I didn't have a topic. Here you go. That's what happens when you don't have a topic. Talk about everything. But it's really one thing, but different parts to it. Anyway, alright guys, keep hope alive, and tomorrow I'll attempt to get into this whole Jew thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. Alright guys, Laila Tov.